All right, welcome back. Super excited to have the three of you rejoining. As a lot of you know, we started a program that was around supporting our interns. And so we realized it was time to set the table. We talk a lot about in different spaces how we're building tables, saving seats, and bringing people with us. We're lifting as we climb, if you will. And so for our program, we said it's time to set the table, and we invited a lot of our community to save a seat. Those of you who are listening to this full interview, you are someone who has saved a seat for our interns. I know we have a lot of free members as well on here, so I hope you guys enjoy this preview and you get to learn a little bit more about what it means to our team when you save a seat. And that is what we're going to be getting into today. So, friends, as you are entering new spaces and being invited to different tables, what does it mean to each of you for somebody, a mentor, a professor, someone in your network? What does it mean to you when they save you a seat and open a door to opportunity for you?
For saving a seat for me, I feel like it just means like in kind of entrusting you and also having faith in you, but also having that listening ear and also being there for like support. So like a new job scene of just being able to give that trust that you will be able to do this job, you will do well at this internship, this, that, or the other, but also helping alongside because it is a new experience. I think saving a seat can open a lot of new doorways of different opportunities as well. Just because you take this job A, it opens all these other doors of people you'll meet, like other outside opportunities, and just experiences you get. So I feel like saving that seat just really opens a lot more doors than just that one that you may think it just does at the beginning.
That's awesome. I love how wide that lens is. That's cool.
For me, it's about having like somebody in your corner, even when they're like far away from you, they're not in the room, and like they can mention your name in places that you may not be there. It goes to show that there's like a commitment to you know helping you get better in something or just finding opportunities that you may not have had access to, and just seeing if you can also do that for that person too when you're in a different room and they're not there. So showing that like support for each other and commitment to each other.
Yeah, that's huge. I think having people speak your name in rooms that you're not in can truly be game changing and move mountains. I mean, shout out to Lativa Woolfolk, who is actually the reason we were able to partner with the IRT in Indianapolis. She was speaking more into rooms that we weren't in. And we have loved getting to work with the team over at IRT to elevate the way that theater is telling stories to huge groups and offering perspectives that we also want to be sharing. So that just goes beyond what we can even see right in front of us.
Yeah, I think saving a seat for me is kind of just like knowing that someone else believes in you. So like for me, I feel like I believe in myself in a lot of different ways, but I'd never like really like voice it because that makes it like real. Like other people are like, oh, she like wants to go into real estate. So like then it's scary 'cause it's like I feel like I need to do something to like prove that. But it's also just like putting myself out there. So like when my real estate teacher was like very receptive to me like joining the workshop that they have at IU Indianapolis, I like felt happy because I was like, okay, someone else actually like believes in me, even knowing like the beginning of my um, time in real estate was definitely a struggle. I didn't really understand what was going on, but like knowing that someone like believed in me in that way um, really made me feel like someone had saved a seat for me like in that like real estate world where I felt like I wasn't even a part of yet.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I love the ways that you all have had these seats saved for you. And I think it can also be more than having a seat, it's feeling welcome and encouraged. And I love that as all three of you talked about what that looks like and what that means, you already have that confidence and that warmth there. And there's nothing around like separating the two things. Because I think as I was coming out of school, the conversation was really about like, okay, so there's a seat here, but how can we feel comfortable? How can we feel like we should have that seat? And so I love getting to hear this huge step of growth of the people that are inviting you to spaces and encouraging you are doing it in such a way that you're not questioning whether or not you should be there because you shouldn't. And that is just awesome. That's just a realization on my part. And so that's amazing. I'm so happy for everyone involved there. As we think about the ways that we get to lift while we climb, how do the three of you plan to save a seat for those that you work with or those that come after you? Julie, let's start with you.
I think, and this isn't like necessarily pertaining to the internship, but just like an experience I had, I kind of was reflecting on it yesterday, before I went to bed. I was working on this project and I just like didn't feel very supported in it. I felt like kind of like judged because I didn't like know very much, but I was trying my very best. But I think like the way that I felt like I was treated was like a very big learning curve for me to like not do that in the future. So like when I learn more in that respect, I want to make sure that I'm like a teacher and I'm making someone feel good when they don't know what they're doing. Like whether that's like offering to meet up and like explain something or just like asking if they need help, just like letting someone know it's okay when you don't know something because everyone started off not knowing something. And that's like what I try to like remind myself of when I'm like feeling down on myself in some ways. Like everybody started at ground zero. No one knew anything at the beginning. So that's kind of like what I want to take into it. Like if someone doesn't know something, I never want them to feel judged for it. So that's how I plan to move forward.
Yeah, that's awesome. And I mean, I think that's also applying a lot of like the leadership you've been practicing here, even, and a little bit of what we talked about in our Let's Talk More on Monday episode of not knowing something and how can that be handled in a way that encourages growth rather than feelings of guilt over something that
Right.
you didn't know. So that's really, really cool. That's awesome.
Thank you.
For me, I think it's being able to recognize that every perspective really matters and everybody has a different skill set. So instead of just trying to be really condescending, which I've experienced a ton, where people would kind of diminish my own abilities and attributes when it comes to like group projects and just specific assignments, which I'm, kind of disappointed by and kind of saddened by, but it's okay. In college, I want to make it an environment that where people can just be themselves truly and authentically rather than trying to like hide behind a mask, which I tend to do a lot sometimes, trying to just fit in and fit into this mold. So I think it's just being able to embrace your own individuality.